covered this before, but I'm going to speak about it again. The reverse input drum, one of you noticed it's got 5 clutches. It does. There's no Belleville spring in there. Take the Belleville out, put another steel, another friction in there, and the clearance comes out just perfect to have adequate clearance there, probably 40-50 thousandths. We don't want the Belleville in there because it has issues and it will affect the trans brake apply and release. This clutch has to come on for the trans brake. Obviously, new drum. We are making a billet cap for this, and we may end up making a billet piston with spring holes in it, just so we have spring support on both sides. We're looking into that. Kind of still going to see how that works out. Putting this together with the stock cap. Every other spring on this is a heavy duty direct clutch return spring. Same thing we use in our 400s and 480s. Oh, right here somewhere. You can see bleed hole. Same thing we do on a 400, 350, 480. A lot of other transmissions where we put a centrifugal bleed for the direct clutches. It's going to be absolutely necessary on the way this works, because this clutch is coming on for 3rd gear and it has to go off for 4th gear. So the timing is critical, and we built that into the valve body, but we need to help it with the same mods we would do on any other transmission here in the drum. So we did that, building this thing with the Sunex reaction shell, Sunex 284 gear set, all that, Sunex billet output. So I'm going to reinforce the input drum. Looking at probably just going ahead and ordering a billet input Monday, because we're going to probably hit this thing pretty hard. We got a local customer that's got a twin turbo 4th gen Camaro that's going in, and we're going to be able to, definitely put in excess of 1,000 horsepower to it. So we're going to go ahead and do the whole meal deal to it, just so we can see what breaks. We're still testing so far. In-car testing, we actually tested one day before yesterday on the dyno, just because we made some new cuts to the valve body that shouldn't change the function, but just kind of aesthetically changes the valve body and changes where the solenoid sits. But we went ahead and ran it on a dyno. One of the in-car testers has told us that the 4.3 downshift was pretty harsh, and we also noticed that on the dyno when we tested it Wednesday. So we made some changes to orificing in the plate to kind of cure that, and we got a couple other things we're doing, but for the most part everything's put together. We got everything except for these spring caps, which are probably not mandatory, but it's something I would like to, I got a spring out there a little bit, I would like to go ahead and get made and get these done, get them out there, and we are, I'm sure, going to find out what the weak point is. Ultimately, I believe the drum is probably going to blow out here or right down here when you really start pushing these. We're never going to replace a 400, 480 Power Glide with a 460, but there's a gazillion of these things out there core-wise where some of the other stuff's dried up, where you're having to build out of new parts. So, hopefully we can make them a pretty viable option in a 1,000, 1,200 horsepower range with all the billet parts. And people already build them that way. So the valve body will correct the weakest point has always been the fact that is the apply area for 3rd and 4th gear. And the apply area of this drum is roughly equivalent to a 400 high gear drum. And with 5 frictions in there, it's more than enough. I'm sure 4 would be plenty, but it just works out really easily just to do 5 frictions and 5 steels and omit the Belleville plate. So a little bit of an answer on some of those questions.